Manuel Masalva, widely recognized for his role as Ramon Arellano Felix in the acclaimed Netflix series Narcos, Mexico, recently shared the harrowing journey that nearly took his life and ultimately changed it forever. After spending over 3 months in a medically induced coma brought on by a sudden and aggressive bacterial infection, Masalva's first public words since his recovery reveal a man who has not only survived but been spiritually and emotionally reborn. His ordeal, which began as a seemingly routine vacation, escalated rapidly into a life-threatening medical crisis that left his family, fans, and friends praying for a miracle. It all started in March 2025, when Masalva, who had been traveling in the Philippines, fell ill shortly after stopping over in Dubai. What initially seemed like food poisoning or minor digestive distress soon turned into unbearable abdominal pain and fatigue. After collapsing, he was rushed to a hospital in Dubai, where doctors diagnosed him with a severe bacterial infection that was rapidly spreading throughout his body. Within days, the infection had reached his lungs, causing multiple organ complications and requiring immediate surgery. Despite medical intervention, his condition deteriorated so drastically that doctors were forced to place him in a medically induced coma in hopes of giving his body a fighting chance to heal. While unconscious, Masalva's life hung in the balance. Family and close friends flew in from Mexico and other parts of the world to be by his side, some fearing they might never speak to him again. His condition was kept relatively private at first, but as medical bills mounted and the complexity of his treatment grew, his team made the difficult decision to share his story publicly. A GoFundMe campaign was launched to help cover the exorbitant hospital costs in Dubai, where he remained in intensive care. The response was immediate and overwhelming. Fellow actors, producers, fans, and members of the Latin American entertainment industry stepped in to support him, spreading awareness and contributing funds. The outpouring of love and support played a crucial role in keeping his family strong, but for weeks there was little medical progress. Updates were sporadic and cautiously optimistic. There were days when his vitals would stabilize, giving everyone hope, followed by nights of uncertainty. Through it all, Masalva's loved ones never gave up. His mother, siblings, and longtime partner stayed near his bedside, speaking to him daily even though he couldn't respond. Friends organized vigils and prayer circles. Entire communities came together to send him strength through messages, music, and memories shared on social media. The world was holding its breath, hoping for the actor's return. Then, in late May, a breakthrough came. Doctors reported the infection had finally been brought under control. While Masalva remained unconscious, his lungs began functioning more independently, and his vitals stabilized. He was slowly weaned off life support, and shortly thereafter, he began to stir. In early June, after over 70 days in a coma, Masalva opened his eyes. He couldn't speak yet, and his movements were limited, but the spark had returned. For the first time in months, there was genuine joy and hope among his family and doctors. His loved ones captured these early moments, his first smiles, tears, and nods, with quiet reverence. As he regained consciousness, Masalva's return to awareness was not instantaneous. The days that followed were filled with confusion, pain, and physical exhaustion. Relearning how to speak, sit up, eat, and move took an emotional and physical toll. Still, the man who had once portrayed a fearsome cartel enforcer now faced his greatest role, that of a survivor reclaiming his life. Therapists worked with him daily, and his mind began to sharpen again. When he could finally communicate clearly, his first instinct was gratitude. He thanked the hospital staff, his fans, his family, and the people of Dubai, who had treated him with unwavering compassion. Masalva's first social media message, posted on July 7th, exactly 105 days since he was hospitalized, reflected the profound transformation he had undergone. "I am awake. The light has been pouring in. I feel reborn. I don't know if I fully understand what happened, but I am deeply grateful for this second chance." He described the experience as spiritual and humbling, acknowledging that he emerged from the coma with a changed perspective on life. He spoke of learning to appreciate the small things again, the sound of voices, the feel of fresh air, the presence of those he loves. He also touched on the terror of waking up in an unfamiliar country, in a weakened body, with months of his life wiped from memory. The physical damage had been severe, his muscles had atrophied, and he had lost weight and strength. But what stood out more was the emotional and mental resilience he displayed in the face of what many would consider a nightmare. He mentioned how the support he received from around the world gave him courage and how the prayers, messages, and donations made him feel deeply connected to humanity. The actor's story resonated widely because it was a reminder of how life can turn in an instant. One moment, you're filming a series or enjoying a sunset on a beach. The next, you're battling for your life in a foreign hospital. And yet, through the darkest of times, Masalva never lost his grip on hope, or rather, those around him refused to let it go on his behalf. Their faith, his inner strength, and medical science all intersected to write a powerful narrative of rebirth. Today, Manuel Masalva continues his recovery in a private facility, where he's undergoing intensive rehabilitation. Walking unassisted, rebuilding stamina, and regaining his full vocal strength will take time. He has expressed no rush to return to acting, instead choosing to focus on healing, reflecting, and spending time with those who stood by him. He hinted at wanting to give back, possibly by raising awareness for travelers' health, supporting infection control charities, or simply inspiring others through his story. He remains humble about what happened, refusing to sensationalize his experience. "I don't think I'm a hero or a miracle," he said in a private message shared with fans. "I just had a lot of love around me, and that love kept me here." Masalva's journey is far from over, but it is one marked by courage, grace, and the unwavering power of the human spirit. In the role of his life, he faced a villain more fearsome than any drug kingpin, death itself, and emerged victorious. Reborn not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually, Manuel Masalva's survival is a story of pain transformed into purpose, and darkness shattered by light.